Welcome back. An increase in crime in New York City becoming the major issue in the mayoral election set for this fall. Bill Pepitone is a former NYPD officer. He is running as the Conservative Party candidate for mayor. He's promising to bring back proactive policing policies in order to stop crime. Bill, it's great to have you. Thanks very much for being here. We so appreciate your time. Tell us how you're going to do it. What is your plan to get these numbers under control? Obviously, for New Yorkers like myself, it's become a scary situation to be in New York City and not know what's going to happen with all of the crime on the rise.
Well, Maria, law enforcement and public safety is not about reinventing the wheel. It's about utilizing policies and tactics that have proven successful in the past. In the mid-90s, the NYPD and Mayor Giuliani, Commissioner Bratton turned New York City around by utilizing quality of life, broken windows policing. If you address low-level offenses such as loitering, vandalism, graffiti, just the apathetic offenses we see going on in our city right now, if you address them immediately, you stop the path and the gateway to more violent crime. This mayor, along with the governor, former governor, ignored that. They emboldened criminals, and when you ignore low-level offenses, it leads you to more violent crime. We've seen shootings skyrocket. We've seen people pushed in front of subways. This is all because of their look the other way, out of sight, out of mind approach to policing, and it doesn't work, and that's why we are where we are right now.
So how can we believe you that you're going to actually make this change? You know, we had on Ray Kelly the other day, and we were talking about your competitor, Eric Adams, saying similar things, and Ray Kelly said, I'm not buying it. I don't think Eric Adams has done this in his career in the police department, and I'm not buying that he's going to do it when he's mayor. How do we know you're going to do it, Bill?
Well, it's about track record. As a New York City police officer, I also was a tactics instructor. There are thousands of New York's finest on the street right now that I personally trained, and that's a tremendous honor. I've been a part of it. I've been a part of it under Mayor Giuliani. I've been a part of it under Mayor Bloomberg. We utilized those successful tactics, and we turned the city around. I have been a supporter of the NYPD since 1973, when my father first came on. Eric Adams has been a critic of the NYPD. He's accused the NYPD of being heavy-handed. They don't trust him. I am the only candidate that can walk into City Hall on day one and restore morale. And we cannot turn this around unless we restore the morale of the NYPD, which is at its lowest level ever right now.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at pictures while you're talking of your chief competitor in this race, which is Eric Adams. Let me ask you this, Bill. You are running on the conservative platform versus the Republican platform, which is Curtis Sliwa. Give me the difference.
The difference right now is, again, public safety is the #1 issue in this city. We need a real law enforcement leader. I have unquestioned law enforcement background. I have the experience. Curtis, as much as the good as he's done for our city, has never been a real law enforcement officer. That's just facts. I have the experience. I have the training. As I said, I've trained other officers. That is the difference. Right now, we need a law enforcement professional who has supported the NYPD for decades. Of the three of us, I am the only one who has done that.
Well, we certainly do need a focus on law enforcement, because let me bring Steve Forbes in. Steve, you've got officers leaving the force because they don't feel support from the mayor, from the governor, and they're saying, you know what, I don't need this, and I'm not going to put my family and my own life in harm's way when I'm not given the tools to do my job properly. Jump in here, Steve.
That's right. So it's not just enough to restore the funding. You have to have the real backing for the police. Bill, I'm wondering, one of the things that is contributing to crime is the rise in homelessness in New York, the encampments. What do you propose to do about homelessness? I noticed in the city of Houston, they have a no encampment policy, and it seemed to what they call tough love, the mayor there. What do you propose to do about the homelessness in New York?
Well, I certainly agree with that. We have to get rid of the encampments. It just leads to the continued apathetic look to our city right now. And when you factor in the COVID mandates and the shutdowns that this administration is once again promising, it's only going to lead to more people being displaced, losing their businesses, losing small businesses, and in turn, losing their homes, their apartments. They're going to be out on the street. They're going to need help. But we can't have them living on the street in encampments. We need more proactive housing, a more proactive approach to housing, supportive housing, and permanent housing. Shelters don't work, hotels don't work.
Will you put cash bail back in place? You know, Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio worked together to eliminate cash bail. And in my view, it was one of the worst policies that you could have done, because you've got rapists and robbers getting processed, going right back on the streets and doing it again because they don't have to pay any bail.
Well, you know, in the past few days, with all those criminal allegations against the former governor coming to light, it's not a secret now why he emboldened criminals, from his out-of-control parole board to bail reform to siding with criminals and anarchists last year while they destroyed and desecrated our city. Of course, we're going to fight to put bail back in place. We cannot have criminals be arrested and within hours be back on our streets doing the same exact crimes. We saw last summer them attack police officers, get arrested, and within hours they were back out on the street attacking police officers again.
Right.
It's ludicrous, and it's destroying our city, and I will fight against it 100% from day one.
All right. All right, Bill. Great to have you this morning. We're going to be watching your campaign for sure. Bill Pepitone joining us this morning, running for New York City mayor.